Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy, Jew and the Jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut coke. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Subscribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was on your mama's tit.
Ariesspears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism,
Sexism,
much love to my loyal bag holders.
rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then go, and then go me.
Me. Did you clap?
I just wanted. Yeah, I heard you clap. I just wanted to hear you go me.
This Steve comes to us from someone new. Dwayne Davis. Hello, Aries and Andy. I am new to the email conversation and have been a fan for some time now. I started at the beginning and I'm caught up, but my favorite personality on the show is that damn Bobby Patterson. And he puts in parentheses, it's the diaper kid. I really hope I do not get a $10 a lot of money in this OC. So here's his OC. It's 1942. The USA has just found out that the atomic bomb has just dropped in Hawaii, and the whole country is in a panic about what is about to happen. After some time, all the men and of age teenagers are getting drafted into the war, but there is one teenager that is ecstatic about the war from what he's seen on commercials. This is the shock to his mother as she goes on for weeks about why her son is happy about the war. She tells all her friends in the neighborhood, the salon, the grocery store about this, but she scratches her head about why her son is happy about the war. One day she leaves her son at home while she goes to the grocery store for her rations and to purchase a bond for her contribution to the war. And she comes home to find her son off to Rosie the Riveter, where she's so in shock. She drops her groceries and screams, "Oh, Steve!" What'd you think?
It was long, but it got there.
It wasn't that long. I mean, this is the first
No.
time I saw it, so I was kind of concerned about that. But it wasn't that lengthy.
No, but it was good. It was there. It came together. It came together at the end. I laughed. I
Right.
snickered. I chuckled.
I think what stopped me from getting it 100% was maybe if I knew who's Rosie the Riveter. You know who that is?
Yeah, Rosie the Riveter. It was the logo for women in World War II. I believe it was two.
Oh, is it the woman making the fist?
Fist. Yeah.
Yeah.
The muscle, because she went to work.
Oh,
Rosie the Riveter.
okay. So he was jerking off to that image.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. Well, I'm happy somebody new takes a dab. If that was me, Dwayne, I would have been jerking off to the greatest cleft chin, square jaw, purebred Anglo-Saxon white man that God's ever produced. I don't even have to say it, but I will. Tom Brady. The diver. I love when people write in about Tom Brady and they spell it Biefah.
Difa.
Yeah.
I like that people like that character, though. That's funny that you were able to. I realized I didn't put this in, so I'm doing it right now. I think it's funny that that's what people were attracted to.
The character?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, besides Brett Butler, it's the most vivid picture painter of all the characters to see.
Yeah,
you just don't can see it.
Yeah, but it's so funny because he's just such a, he's so over the top, and yeah, that's why people like it, because he's so over the top that it's ridiculous. But it's just funny to me.
Yeah. I can't wait till watch what happens when we go to Boston. I got something planned.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
The Boston people are gonna love it.
Oh no, not for the Boston people. I still don't think it's big enough for them to truly understand it and get it.
Yeah, but I mean, they know who Tom Brady is out there, so they're gonna get it. Even if they don't know the character from the podcast, they're gonna get the idea of that character from at the show. If you did it at the show,
Right.
At the Wilbur Theater, which is What date is that? I have it somewhere here in my stuff. Go ahead, keep going. I'll shout out the date.
Yeah, I don't want to get up. Hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Fuck.
Got it.
Oh,
I got
Jesus.
it. If you don't have it, I got
Hello,
it.
Andy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. If you don't have it, I got it though.
Okay, cool. Okay, we got it. All right. Next email is from
Okay, May 11th. May 11th. I just want to say it. Wilbur Theater, because we said it. Wilbur Theater, May 11th. Get your tickets. That one's selling out. I mean,
yeah, there's not much left.
And that's still a ways away, and it's sold out.
Like 2 months, right? April,
Yeah.
March, April.
Yeah. But the theater's much bigger in New York, in Manhattan, at MSG, at the Hulu Theater. And that is yeah. So get those tickets, man. Let us know that you're coming. We need to see you out there. It's selling, but it's a big theater.
Yeah. Okay, Best Buys. One titty out. Hey, Aries and Andy. My first email I sent was read on the podcast, episode 539. Talk about Lucky. Aries, you mentioned I should come to the merch table with one titty out and you would knight me as a bitch badge holder. Not sure if you were serious or not, but I'm thinking about it, LOL. That would be so courageous of you, Beth. The only thing is when you guys come to Montreal, it's when you guys come to Montreal, not Toronto. Okay, so we'll see you in Montreal then, right, Beth? That's what she's saying?
We'll see a lot of Beth, though.
Well, we'll see at least half of Beth, though. I hope to God, so that would be so courageous.
I would, yeah, you know, they used to have, what was that, Whip 'em Out Wednesdays? The people.
What is that?
It was a DJ, and he had Whip 'em Out Wednesdays where women who listened to the station would flash. But then they got in trouble because I guess on Good Morning America one day, or the Today Show, I don't know which one, but they were filming outside, and some girl whacked on, and she had Whip 'em Out Wednesday written on herself, and she lifted up her shirt.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
We need a Whip 'em Out. We need a Whip 'em Out kind of. We need something that sounds right after the show. So.
We definitely will never do Stick 'em Up Tuesdays for the fellas.
No. They can keep that at home.
Yeah, Beth. So, yeah, baby, come on out. Put your titty out. Yeah, we'll anoint you and put you to the head of the line. Still got to go through processing through Shamar, but nonetheless, you will definitely be skip to the head of the line. Let's see. Quick and to the point. This is from Spanish people when they spell their name Jesus. Is it pronounced Jesus?
Jesus.
Okay, this is from Jesus Marmejo Jr. He says, quick and to the point. And you know what? Thank you, Jesus, because I was actually looking for this and couldn't remember, even try to dare remember for the life of me where I could have found it because I wouldn't have remembered the number. He goes, have you made a compilation of all of Bobby Patterson's skits? Loved F360, Larry Bird shoots 3 skit commercial. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember it in entirety, but I remember the Larry Bird, Bobby Patterson stuff. Yeah,
I forget what even the glove was called, but it was. I want to say it was a love glove, and then he said something mittens.
Yeah, I don't remember it that well. I just remember you doing it. I don't remember the whole bit. Dude, that was fun. Dude, Bobby Patterson, you're right. He just has that. It's because of the way he talks, and it's smooth. It is probably the one that.
But I think you hit the nail on the head when you said the key is it's so ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
That's what makes it funny.
So over the top, yeah. But
yeah,
but we all know one of those guys that worships a player so much.
Yes.
And I mean, we might be taking it to the extreme, but they're still ridiculous, those other guys.
Those guys take it to the extreme.
Well,
listen,
yeah.
when you're sitting in Buffalo in the dead of winter with no shirt on and body paint, that's extreme. Like that, I'm gonna take this hypothermia for this nigga I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy, but when you see it, you go, wow, even though that gets your attention, they get on TV because of it. So maybe it's more about getting on TV than it is about the support. I don't know.
Man, they mean that shit. And again, I think of all the characters I do, those are my two favorite. Because again, Brett Butler is he's over the top too, but he's so racist. But to me, it makes sense because that was that era.
Yeah. Yeah, you know who you haven't done is the the fighter pilot guy voice. That wasn't Brett Butler. You had a
no, but that was the inspiration of Brett Butler.
Yeah, but that could have went in a different direction though too. You could still have both characters.
Yeah, I would. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to not
sound the
get caught
same
in my own vortex.
Yeah.
Of doing that butts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's still in the same cadence, but it's a different guy. But I used to love that with the World War II and how you put it all together. But you know.
Well, you know, again, that waiter, man, that hairdo, he had to. He went to the barbershop and said, "Yeah, give me a Tuskegee Airman." James Brown, Reggie White, and Jam Master Jay documentaries. What's up, brothers? I've been a fan of the show since the beginning, and I really appreciate you two when you two discuss movies, especially documentaries. I would like to make a recommendation for a documentary that you both should check out. It's called Reggie White, the Minister of Defense. It's about the great former Eagles and Packers linebacker. I was a huge fan of his when I was a kid, and this documentary made me even more of a fan. It's an ESPN 30 for 30. It discusses his career, his religion, and the unexpected way that he changed his life before he died at the age of 43. It goes to show that you're never too old to learn or change your way of thinking. You'll understand what I mean after you watch the documentary. And a side note, let's say on a side note, because I've never heard in a side note. So it's like one note had sex with the other. But anyway, $10 a lot of money. I was listening to your episode about the Jam Master Jay documentary. I don't know if you heard the update, but Jam Master Jay's killers were recently convicted. The two men that were convicted were his childhood best friend and his godson. God damn.
Last week it happened, the conviction.
Yeah, it was reported that they were two of the main people that were crying over his casket at his funeral. Boy, now see, again, let me stop. This is the brilliance of Chris Rock. Even though I go, he doesn't necessarily make me laugh. When he goes, I love black people. I hate niggas. Niggas will come up to you and go, I heard you got robbed. And they the ones robbed you. You know what I'm saying? So he's going, these two niggas are crying hysterically over the casket, and they're the ones that did it. Jesus. According to the report, they killed him because he didn't include them in a drug deal, and they got jealous. It just goes to show you that you have to worry about your friends and family betraying you more than your enemy. Sometimes your family and friends can be bigger enemies than your enemies. Stay safe, brothers, and keep up the good work. Thanks, JB. Well, first of all, excuse me, the Minister of Defense, I never saw it, but I know who this guy is. I guess maybe at a time when I just wasn't too heavy into football, it wouldn't have caught my eye. But now that I really have taken a liking to documentaries, I may check that out.
He's a beast, man. It's worth seeing. I haven't seen it, but I mean, I'd like to see it. No, I haven't seen it, but I'd like to see it because he was a beast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, as far as the Jam Master Jay thing, like I said, man, you know, it's a noble idea to want to, you know, stay in the hood and, you know, keep those connections and keep it real. But there's almost a cost that will almost come with that because people, jealousy breeds envy. And there are people that will act happy for you, but really are waiting on your demise. And they're jealous because you are where they wish they could be. And they realize they'll never get there. And, you know, they look at you with that look. So I'm just saying, you got to be careful with that.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with people feeling left behind.
Yeah.
You know, you come up as boys, you're tight, everything's going well, and then someone gets a come up, and you move forward, and then they're mad because they didn't get to move forward. And you're right, that becomes the jealousy. I've always said, and I don't want to get too into this, but I had a conversation with someone the other day that told me about some good things that were happening in their life. And I said, that's great. And I go, I'm with you. I'm so excited for you, but keep that down a little bit. Don't be too happy with everybody. Tell the people that actually are happy for you, that are going to be happy for you. Don't tell people that are going to feel like they're either being left behind or they're jealous. And that's what happens. And your friends, and the reason this does happen is because your friends are, you think they're the closest person to you. And maybe in misery, they're the closest person to you, but not in your come up. They're mad that they're left behind.
Right.
And so it takes a very certain person to really want you to do well, no matter what situation they're in. It's a tough one though, but I see it happen all the time. I see it happen with people all the time, and you see it. I know you've seen it in this industry because people will become foul when you get just a little. They'll get mad. I don't know what it is, and it's not. We don't wear this. We wear jealousy all over ourselves. I don't know why we do that.
Hey, real quick, I don't know if it's on my end or your end, but when you talk, you sound a little distorted, like a little. Do you hear it in your headphones at all?
Do I sound? No.
No, now you don't.
No, but I don't. I haven't heard that in my headphones.
Okay, because before when you were talking, it would sound a little distorted on some of the words, but now you sound clear.
It's okay because we're not going to use the recording you're listening to for my voice. I'm going to use the recording. Same thing.
Incidentally, to kind of just one more thing, and I don't want to get too deep into it because I already told Andy when we get together in Holland, Michigan, I want to really give him my exciting news about how my Dr. Dre meeting went. But I will say this, to just piggyback a little bit on what we just said. One of the things I said about to Dr. Dre to Dre at his house was, man, I noticed how, yes, you're this billionaire and you get successful and you got this expensive mansion, but you also seem to, still stay connected to the roots of who you are and where you came from. In other words, you still seem like a real. And he was like, well, I'm going to always have one foot in Beverly Hills and the other in Compton. So, I think it's nice to drive by your old neighborhood and wave to the niggas, but then get out.
I love that you said it that way. I love that you said it like drive by, but then get out.
Yeah, man. Say hello to the niggas on your way back to the freeway to Beverly Hills.
And this is where the jealousy comes in because you get to drive back to Beverly Hills and the guys that you grew up with are still there. So that's
of course.
Yeah. So don't take your Bentley. Get a Honda, slide by in a Honda real quick and then go home.
Yeah. Okay. Incidentally, before it escapes my mind, folks, here's another reason why I really want you to. I think next week's podcast is going to be really great when Andy and I are in Holland, Michigan, because I told him to watch the Vince Vaughn movie that was recommended to us, Brawl in Cell Block 99. And we got some other meaty things on the plate to discuss. But boy, oh boy. And I was so excited for this movie for all the wrong but right reasons. And Andy watched it and he texted me. He said, I'm so mad at you for making me watch that movie, which I know is a good and a bad thing. So I'm saying that to say this, folks, I'm putting a bat signal in the air to all the fellas and all the bitch badge holders too. Netflix, Vince Vaughn, Raw in Cell Block 99. Watch this white version of Dolomite because we are going to talk about this and I want you guys to have seen this so you can grab your popcorn, your Coke, soda, whatever it is that helps get you in the mood. Because we going hard in the paint on this ridiculous piece of caca. I want you guys to be able to follow beat for beat what the we're talking about, so you can go, yeah, boy.
It's going to be tough to follow it beat for beat because there's no music in this movie. I'm just saying that to let people know this already. Did you pay attention that there's no sound?
I didn't catch that.
There's sound, but usually we'll talk about it. We'll just that's my one clue for people to watch this.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
And again, and I'm going to say this on the pod, and I've been rehearsing my delivery on this. I'm going to say it now. Because if the dude that recommended that movie, who I can't remember who it was, listens to this pod still, and you're listening now, nigga, bring your ass. Because I'm chewing it out. Bring your ass, nigga.
Hey, there's a lot of good people in this movie, though. There's a lot of people, not tons, but there's good people in this movie.
Which is insane. Why is this such a piece of feces?
Okay, I can't wait to talk about it.
All
so,
right.
yeah, like you said, get your popcorn popped. Get your soda ready.
But one more time. It's Vince Vaughn, Netflix, Brawl in Cell Block 99. What a piece of steaming, smoking shit this is. All right, Scott Peck, shitless. Long time listening here. Real quick, I heard the Hall and Oates for the shitless. How's this? Sung in the chorus. Shitless, you're on my list. Shitless, you won't be missed. Because you bitch add on this on my list. The other time. I gotta get familiar with that song. But my question to you, Scott, is this supposed to be your song?
No. We said something about something. If something's not good, it goes on a list, or it goes on a bad list. I don't remember exact words that we used, but yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I have to rewind that.
I remember that part. I just couldn't remember. Was this specifically a song for whenever he writes in, or whenever we would refer to something as being?
I don't remember. Now I don't remember.
Well, I tell you what, it definitely works if it's something that. Because listen, we read some shit on it, but I can tell you right now, if once I get familiar with that chorus, the first thing on this list, Vince Vaughn, Raw and Cell Block 99 is the debut for this song. All right, I wonder if I could do the chorus, then do it a cappella, and have Steve somehow put that melody to me doing it a cappella in the background.
It's funny. I don't know if you said this in there, but the song is Your Kiss is on my list. It'd be funny if your is on my lips.
Ooh, that's just dark and funny.
That's how horrible the movie is. Is on my lips.
Oh. All right. Cameron Palmer. Hello again, A&A. I just finished watching Aries' interview with Vlad, and I agree with everything that you said during the interview. I also think that Eminem is a great lyricist and MC, and I think the reason why he doesn't get the notoriety that he needs is because his albums is primarily primarily $10. If I could do a great Eminem impression, I would have said him doing $10 a lot of money to you. It's primarily rock and pop tracks with most MCs, which most MCs are not known for. Also, I think that Drake is operated and is not a strong lyricist, and Vlad is wrong, especially when he has a ghostwriter writing major of his songs. I just want to give you, goddamn, dude. I just want to give you a comment. And P.S. Andy, you need a spreadsheet of the names of the artists and entertainers that you constantly talk about on the podcast, so you don't have to keep rattling your brain. I swear, Eddie, it never fails.
I know.
When people take shots at you,
yep.
It's like, dude, before you point the mirror at Andy, turn the mirror on yourselves. You are shooting this man. Meanwhile, you are being shot. God. Talking about so that way you don't keep rattling your brain trying to remember a name that Aries said 5 minutes prior. Yeah, dude, you had $3 $10 in this email.
3?
And you passing judgment on Andy. God damn.
That's when you're making fun of someone else's wheels on their car and your tires are flat.
That is karma sitting on you niggas' shoulders. Listen, here's what you should do, people. When you want to take a shot at Andy, before you hit send, reread that. Just reread it. Because it's almost like there's a Jewish God going, I'm not letting you with my son. You won't be making fun of my David. My God, people.
What was that guy's name? What did Patrice say his name was?
He be Kiteburger. Y'all would be dead if it wasn't for my son David. You do then.
Hebe Kiteburger is watching out for me.
Hebe Kiteburger. And he was like, as much as, again, Jim Norton gave him, I love when Patrice go, like, you do then. Simon Fisher. One love. Let's get together and feel all right. Dude, you know what I did because of that movie? I went and downloaded at least 5 Bob Marley hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And here's that one song. What the fuck? Let me do it real quick. Let me know the name. Could it be love? Oh, was it One Love? One Love. No, it's not. One Love. It's One Love. Dude, that motherfucker makes you move your hips.
Dude,
like I man.
One of the first songs that I ever, as a, you have memories. Music brings back memories.
Of course.
My dad is my stepdad. He loved going to the dog track. He liked betting on dogs, not on horses. He was a dog guy. He wanted to go to the dog track. And I hated going to the dog track because I would just have to stand there while he bet. It was exciting for him, but I'll never forget going one time with him. And we're riding out there, and I was upset. And then I Shot the Sheriff came on. It's the first time I ever heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And like the memory, the visual in my head of sitting in the car and listening to the song and asking my dad about the song, that's never gonna. I remember it distinctly, and I'm young. I'm a little kid. It was just a memory.
Mm-hmm.
It's locked in there. There's just things about his music though that you just I don't know. They connect. Obviously, they were made to connect. Not. He said move your hips, but the songs, if you listen to the lyrics, you're going to listen to there's a story in every single song. I like it. The movie was so good. I'm glad we saw that movie. But my mom called me the other day. She goes, "Oh, I just went to the movies." I go, "What'd you see?" She said, "I saw the Bob Marley movie." And I was like, "Damn."
Mm. Did she like it?
A lot.
Mm.
But it was sad. She's trying not to see sad movies. She wants uplifting stuff in her life right now. I don't believe it.
I get it.
But it was a great movie. It is an uplifting. Some movies are sad, but the message is still more uplifting than anything else.
Yeah. Okay. So this is from Simon Fisher, One Love. What's good? 10 Speed and Brown Shoe. You know what? You know why I like that? That sounds like we are a 70s buddy cop TV
movie,
show.
Yep.
10 Speed and Brown Shoe. Andy will get the old school TV reference. I did too, goddammit. Damn, I like that.
Yeah.
10 Speed and that sounds so 70s.
So 70s.
All right. Yeah. Shabba. Just want to straighten something out for you. I haven't even watched the Bob Marley film yet. I will, but I know that there's enough Jamaicans in Britain. So the fact that dude that played Bob has a great accent is due to the rich Jamaican culture over there, and the fact he's probably British. Jamaican, not necessarily his great acting ability. I came from a Jamaican family, and a lot of them left Jamaica, and my folks did in the 50s to seek better life and jobs in England and here in Canada. That said, when you two come to Toronto, you need at least hang out with some of us, and the way you wrote that was very Jamaican. You need at least hang out. You forgot the two. You need at least hang out. But all right, hang out with some of us Jamaicans for a bit so we can set your accent right, brethren. Feed you some curry goat and rice peas and a red stripe to wash it down. And yes, we use the word me in place of I or my, just like Cookie Monster. I always thought he was Jamaican too. Me one Cookie Monster.
You know that's a good call though on the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, it really is. Think about it when he talks.
Right.
What words he leaves out and what words yeah. Cookie Monster's awesome. We should do that now. You should get a Cookie Monster thing and you should do them all with a Jamaican accent.
Love your pod. Y'all are hilarious. He writes BRRRAP. One love. You don't know. Sci-fi. One for the treble.
It's funny though, because I would love to hang out. I always want to hang out with some of our listeners when they invite us to do things. It really hasn't worked out so far, but I would like to. But it's funny because I have two distinct ideas of Jamaicans, and I'm generalizing here, so people take it any way you want to. But I had Jamaican friends in Arizona when I was in the music kind of thing, and I had this one dude had his band, and it was cool. It was fun to hang out with him. He got high all the time, but we just had a good time.
Oh yeah.
But then when I went to New York in the '80s, you stayed away from the Jamaicans that were running the weed game in Washington Square Park. That was like, don't even talk to those guys.
Right.
So yeah, two different kinds. There's two extremes right there: chilled, laid back, smoking weed, and the other ones that don't need to talk to you whatsoever.
You know, I think what ruined Jamaicans for me a little bit in terms of me being frightful was, you know, man, the Steven Seagal movie. What was it called? All the dudes are yelling at me right now. But you know the one with the Jamaicans.
Yeah.
Screw face. Like that just look scary, man. It's making me mad now. I know all the fellas are like, this nigga here. They're giving me eye rolls. But you know that Steven Seagal movie where he just beats the shit out of all the Jamaicans, breaks one nigga in half, literally over his knee. Literally over his knee, breaks him in half, and throws him down an elevator shaft.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Predator like a distant cousin of Jamaicans?
You know, that's funny. That's very funny. And you know, to all the brothers who I'm sure are going to know, the singer Jaheim from Jersey, he used to have that one hit song, Put That Woman First. I recently saw footage of him performing. And when I tell you this, literally his hairdo is the Predator. It's bald with dreads it's the Predator. It's exactly that. Big bald dome with dreads all around it. Like the George Jefferson, but with dreads.
Dreads.
And I just wrote in the caption, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then I wrote the quote, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got that joke.
Even the laugh though at the when he sets off the bomb in his arm, you know, he pushes the button.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Dude, and you know, then also the movie Belly, the Jamaican in that. Who on text me? You know, Jamaicans just look like, you know what? It look like you got the Italian mafia and you got gangs and the badasses and all races, but it just feels like the Mexican cartel and the Jamaicans, they're extra brutal.
Well, the Hispanic cartels, Mexicans can be. I understand what you're talking about, the cartel, but when you go deeper, go further south, it gets scarier.
Really?
Oh yeah. That's why. Remember, the Colombians are the ones with the Colombian the necktie, where they slit your throat and pull your tongue out. That's
Shit.
when you have trademark torture killings, it is kind of like your own. You know that you've taken it to another level.
Wow. Who do it? The White Boy Hot Shot? What the is that name of that movie? Sometimes, dude, I deserve to have my man card revoked.
Oh, how are you going to remember every Steven? You know what? If you're going to forget something, a Steven Seagal movie is the one that's okay to
not during that era when he was thin. Steven Seagal. There was a point in time where, I think his first movie was Above the Law. Anybody seen Richie? Mark for Death.
Mark for Death. Is that it?
That's it. I'm so proud of myself. My man card. Give it back, dude. Above the Law, Mark for Death. All the way up until, and I think the apex for Steven Seagal, the creme de la creme, when he was at his most Steven Seagal powers, was the, now here I go about to fuck up again. Was it called The Siege with Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah, The Siege.
Yeah, where he took over the boat.
Yeah.
After that, maybe The Siege 2. But after The Siege 2, he started going downhill. That's like for Van Damme. at the height of Van Damme's Van Damme was Tiny. That was the big Warner Brothers, super duper, big budget. I am competing with Stallone and Schwarzenegger. But then after that, them splits.
Dude, the only reason I gave Seagal, I hated the movies. I really did. I didn't like them. I mean, I got the action part was cool, but he was just such that ponytail, yeah, and that whole it didn't make sense to me. But here's the thing, I heard that he was throwing it in Kelly LeBrock, like, and she was
married her. He married her.
Yeah. Once I heard that, I was like, see, you could be like a douchebag movie producer / actor. And you get Kelly LeBrock, and that was Kelly LeBrock prime.
Women love douches, dude, that are douches. You put a douche in a douche. You put a douche in a douche, nigga. They love douchebags,
dude. And she was that weird science chick, and that's the.
Listen. I think I said it before. We talking about the 80s, my teenage years. Weird Science, one of the best 80s classics for a teenager. Man, the jizz I spewed over Kelly LeBrock, nigga, in her prime. Oh.
Yeah.
Kelly was that dude. And listen, even when she got on Celebrity Fit Club, and she was the chunky Kelly LeBrock. I still slided in the chunky as long as the meat proportions are right. You can't be built like Grimace, nigga. But if the leg got meat, the calf got meat, the stomach got meat, the meat gotta be right. You can't have Sinbad body.
You want balance.
Balance.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
I just wanted to see. You saw that Sinbad? I
saw that.
Yeah, that was big shout out to Sinbad, man. That's
and the audience went nuts.
Yeah,
and deservedly so.
Yeah, no, yeah, and that's we're not talking about coming back from a sports injury. Like that what the process is. This is to put that effort in to come back the way that he's trying to come back.
From damn to death.
And I'm not talking about as a comic. I'm talking about as surviving as a person.
Yeah.
Fucking kudos, man. He looked good.
And listen, again, we talking about an era where different world, that meant a lot to people, especially the black community, because it was, talking about the HBCU, it was showing us in that light. And that was important. So different world played a big role in a lot of people's lives, especially the black community. And in my life, because I did 2 episodes, both times with In Vogue.
So did you as a comic though? Did you know Sinbad though? Did you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been, Sinbad's brother was his manager for a long time. So I got to hang out with Sinbad. Sinbad had a couple parties at the crib. Sinbad, one of the coolest niggas in the game.
You just comedically, you guys are completely opposite sides of the comedy spectrum.
He's the black Brian Regan.
Yeah.
And by that, I simply mean he's totally clean and hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
CJ Donovan, this is very short. Jam Master J. His murderers have officially been found guilty. You all spoke on the doc. I just wanted to hear your follow-up. Turns out it was his grandson and childhood friend Carl Jordan Jr. and Ronald Washington. Yeah. So there we go. We knew that. Oh, well, we found out when we read the email from the person.
It would be, it was interesting, though, when you watch the doc, how long they've had to know. They've known this. They just couldn't put the case together properly, but they had to know this. Anyway, right. We'll talk about it. If we do a follow-up on it, we can talk about it more.
I'll be glad when they did. I was going to say, I'm glad when they it's the negative. Killed Tupac but they got Tupac's killer, but Biggie's killer.
That is...
That dude that killed Tupac was Keefy something.
Yeah, he was already in prison, though.
Yeah. But Biggie's killer, man. Jeremy, porn titles. I meant to add this to my previous email. First movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, is Bymates of the Spray and Seaman.
You like that one? You're smiling. You like that one.
I'm smiling, but the fact that you're smiling, but none of us are really laughing. Bymates, he means like bisexuals?
I guess so.
Bymates of the Spray and Seaman. I guess if you said it like a pirate, it makes more Bymates of the Spray and Seaman.
Now it was funny. Now it could be on. Now it sounds like it's on SpongeBob SquarePants.
All right, plot. After getting shipwrecked, okay, because I'm reading this for the first time, but he says, plot. After getting shipwrecked, bisexual pirates head out to the sea to find a replacement for their ruined vessel. They eventually stumble upon an abandoned ship that they fix up and call it the Spray and Seaman because of all the gay parties. The description is funnier than the name.
Yeah, the description is funnier than the name, but that was funny.
They said the Spray and Seaman. Yeah, now it flows.
Yeah,
starring Johnny Depp, which we've heard a million times. Second movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is Teenage Poopin' Hurdles.
I like how
Plot.
it sounds, but I don't know. Go ahead, keep going.
Plot: four freaky sit around and tell stories about. See, this is how funny are. You don't even have to get past too many words. When you say it tickles you.
When you said it as freaky.
Freaky. Dude, midgets are like cereal. They're like just fun. Like how kids, when you're a kid and your mom brings home your favorite cereal, Cookie Crisp, fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain Crunch, just berries. Yo, like cereal. You see them and you go, ah! And you want to just watch cartoons and eat.
What's funny though is we're gonna get for using the word and being happy with it, but it's I don't understand because the other alternatives to is little people, which I consider that to be kids. They're little people. Yeah, and then the other one is dwarf, and dwarf to me sounds. I don't know why dwarf sounds worse to me. It does. I would have a hard time calling someone a dwarf. Like I would like, I know it's dwarfism that they suffer for is the idea that you suffer from dwarfism.
Right.
But dwarf is just, it sounds mean to me. I don't know why. It just sounds mean. And apparently is mean. I don't know. I is intent mean anything anymore? Or is it just,
Man, I'm riding with to the fall off, nigga.
To the little teeny tiny wheels.
To teeny tiny wheels, nigga. Or sit around and tell stories about the hurdles they face trying to satisfy their scat fetish fantasies.
How big are these hurdles?
Huh?
How big are these hurdles?
Right. Starring whatever they can find in the porn industry. I don't understand how that plot ties into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, though.
Because the way he said how he said it. What was the title? Teenage
Poopin' Hurdles.
Yeah,
which that doesn't even jump out at you.
No, but it sounds funny. It sounds funny. And poop is a funny word too. Poop. It's
right.
A 2 P's with 2 O's in the middle. Poop.
Listen, it's like I used to say in my joke when I did it back on that special I did, Hollywood Look, I'm Smiling. When you see it, it's like seeing something you didn't expect. You all of a sudden, no matter how mad you are, your day is going bad. You go, oh, look. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's certain things that would make you smile just when you, unicorns. If I saw riding a unicorn, I would not be able to stop for the rest of my day laughing.
You shouldn't, because unicorns don't exist, but midgets do.
Yes, but, well, yes. Truly, you're
right. I mean?
Yeah,
you'd never see a unicorn unless you're either on mushrooms, edibles, or you're sleeping. And it's a dream. You see midgets, they're real. Unicorns aren't.
Have you ever seen? There's a whole.
I can't do it, dude. I can't do it.
There's a whole genre of.
You know why I can't do it? I'm afraid I'll like it. And then I'll be on hunt to And I can't do drumette booty. I like full grown chicken legs, nigga. I like a grown woman, a real adult, normal grown woman. If I fuck a midget chick and I like it, nigga, I'm gonna have a thing for drumette booty. And I don't want hot wing pussy.
Dude, you're acting like it. I think it would be awesome.
You know, that's what I'm saying. I might like it. And I don't want to like that. I don't want to like that. I'll feel weird, man. I don't want to like that.
Yeah.
And I've seen some on Instagram that made me do a double take. But as soon as I look, I gotta shut my phone down for an hour.
I think the hardest part would be like if you really like had a relationship, not getting to do any like carnival or like Disneyland rides or any of those kind of amusement park rides.
Right.
Because you'd have to ride all the rides by yourself because they wouldn't be tall enough to go on the rides with you.
Right.
So you just have to leave them sitting there. And then a little person at Disneyland, they're going to be looked at a lot of different ways. So I just, that would be the toughest part.
Right.
It wouldn't be the sex. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I just think that's a slippery slope. Once you get into that, then you start contemplating other. And my biggest turnoff is people with nubs. You know, and I don't want no nub. And if I ever got attached to that, it's over.
Dude, everything would be the same. Just their fingers are a little shorter sometimes.
Nah, you missing shit.
No.
That to me all falls under the umbrella of fetishes. Nub, drumette pussy, fat. It ain't regular.
I think it would be tough riding bikes though, because you'd be on your 10-speed or whatever, and they'd have to be on like their big wheel, right? Chasing you.
Listen, dude, I know I may say a lot of freaky shit, and that's for entertainment purposes, but I'm really a square, regular dude when it comes to sex. Like I like the basics, but if a girl is freaky or put a little extra on her or extra on the riding me, maybe she yell a certain way, moan a certain way, I'm all for that. But I'm really basic, man. I'm basic.
If you got the right size little person, that right there all the time.
You know what? Because their heads are so big, she probably could ingest more orally.
Well, and
that's the other thing. Look at a nigga's head. It does not look like a light bulb, like a standard light bulb.
No, there's a face in there.
Nah, but the shape, it looks like a light bulb, yo.
There's some just like in any other group, there's some very attractive, and it all depends on what you're attracted to.
Yes. Listen, there's a lot of gorgeous, pretty fat, but the neck meat and the head is round. I can't do it. Should we move on?
Yeah, we're probably going to be in trouble. We're going to have to call
Dude,
this
if we
one.
haven't gotten in trouble thus far, we're in the clear.
I don't know what we're going to call this one, but it needs to be somewhere around there.
Drumette booty. Drumette booty.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
If you really want to make it funny, we'd have to add the word midget. But now we're crossing lines.
Lines, yeah.
Right. But drumette booty. It'll pique your curiosity. Like, what is drumette booty?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I saw that book on a shelf, I'd want to check out the first 10 pages.
Dude, I just no. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah.
I'm gonna read this other one about One Love, since we just and this dude actually wrote me on Instagram, and I told him, put it in an email, brother. I love when people write me on Instagram, and I gotta tell you, put it in an email. If you listen to the pod and you're trying to express yourself, don't put it in an email. It gives us the ammo we need for content. All right. This is from Chris Granja. Bob Marley I and Irie brethren. Hey guys. Oh, and incidentally, folks, if you do want to write into the podcast, Aries 45 at Hotmail. Hey guys, to preface this, I'm not Jamaican. I just read a lot of books and have studied for decades the things I like. So I'm a long-time listener from the jump, day one, baby, LOL. I'm listening to the Bob Marley, and there are some things I'd like to speak on. So to start, England had colonized Jamaica, staying with the Spanish for a short while. England was the main guy, though. In colonization, we all know the influences and languages and such that you get a hybrid language from both the colonial and the colonized parties. This is in regards to Aries asking about word me as opposed to my. Let me wash me hands. With that being said, let me jump to Aries' second question about whether it's okay to have a British guy play a Jamaican. Going back to what I said earlier, because of colonialism, England and Jamaica have a strong connection for good or bad. They still share influences. Here's a fact: back in the war day, World War II, England paid people from their colonies to come to England to work the industries while the white man's was fighting. So a major influx of Asian, Pakistan, India, Africans, and Jamaicans came to England. They settled there and lived generations there. So having a Brit play a Jamaican, as long as he's black, he may have major Jamaican roots as well as African roots. Lastly, is Bob Marley an MJ of reggae? I guess it all depends. As an avid listener of roots reggae, some SKA, and a lot of dub, I would say no to Bob Marley being GOAT. In my opinion, and it's just an opinion, Bob Marley is for those people that don't listen to reggae to be like, I like reggae. I liken him. Oh, and I remember when I read this, dude, this is where I'm going to stop you after I read this next line. I liken him to Limp Bizkit or Korn. It's rap music for those who don't like rap, and it's rock music for those who don't like rock, LOL. Dude, I think that's a bit harsh because Limp Bizkit, as hot as he was for a period of time, it was just that, a period of time. Then he kind of became a joke. To somehow compare Bob Marley to Limp Bizkit, I think is harsh and way off course. Because again, I remember that 90s period, there was a period in time when Limp Bizkit was the guy. But that faded quickly, and then he became a joke. Now, Korn, I think, is, as far as I know, a little bit more respectable. But to compare Bob Marley to Limp is insane. Anything you want to add on that before I finish?
Yeah, well, when we talked about this, I said there was other reggae singers, musicians.
Here, let me just finish this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But that's me, LOL. Not negotiating his songs and work. I dig him. I have a couple of his songs on my phone. But to say he's the greatest of reggae, then I say no. I like Peter Tosh a lot more, and he was in the Wailers. I like him because he was more militant. And when you guys brought up the machine gun / guitar point, Peter Tosh actually did have a guitar in the shape of an AK, and he did end up getting shot and dying in a robbery. There's Burning Spear, there's Tosh, there's the Cyanans, and so on. Once you dig reggae, you see that Bob Marley was good, but there were many more that were better. Hopefully no $10 LOL. All right, Andy, you were saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of reggae singers that I think are up there, but as far as what for the industry itself, music industry and crossover, it's Bob Marley. He crossed over. He got, but his messaging it was amazing, and what he stood for and how he put himself out there was is what I think cements him. Plus, his stage presence, his where he is on stage, and how if you ever watch one of the Bob Marley concert, and I have seen a lot. I told you I had this one friend that when he'd go to a party at his house, he always had it on Laserdisc, and it's beautiful. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why he gets that credit, but I think it's probably some of the first stuff that we heard here in the States because it crossed over. So
yeah, I think that sometimes people almost look at crossover and major global success as, for lack of better words, you selling out somehow. Like you're just supposed to remain deeply rooted in the music and the sound and the culture to the point where you're almost like I don't know if the right word is novelty, but like boutique. Like everybody don't have access to this because it's so raw, pure, uncut, and strong. Which I think this great starts out that way. But again, the goal is to evolve and in order to, as Bob Marley said, spread the message. You need to grow. You need to become more successful.
Well, I think that's a major part of it is because people, when you know something that someone else doesn't know, like if you're into a sound or a musician, a band, and you know them and you think they're amazing, and then once word and it gets out and the marketing and all of a sudden people that you don't like them, now that's when you say, oh yeah, they're not that good anymore. I liked them back when. That's what happens.
Right.
Because now they're not part of your private club.
Right.
Because you knowing about someone before everyone did made you special. It had nothing to do with the music.
Yes.
That's what it comes down.
Listen, again, I'm not a reggae connoisseur. So this is why, but this is my opinion, but I'm not a reggae connoisseur. So I know to the hardcore reggae enthusiasts, they would say, man, you wrong, or I'm going to argue with you on this point and that point, like he brought up Peter Tosh. And who was the guy in the movie? And you even said it when we talked about it. Who was the other guy, reggae big guy that you named? He was supposed to perform with him.
Jimmy Cliff.
So whether it's Peter Tosh, Jimmy Cliff, opinions vary. And that's why, like, when you look at, I say, in jazz music, you know, you got Thelonious Monk, you got Charlie Parker, who's the other big one? Thelonious Monk. I could name several.
Coltrane?
But John Coltrane. But the guy that's held as the Messiah is Miles Davis. He's the Jordan of jazz.
Yeah, he was he just saw music. It's funny, he saw music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why I'm going to somehow compare Bob Marley to Limp Bizkit is just insane. And to somehow dilute his potency because he reached the masses and he was so global and so much bigger than everybody. It's insane because when you listen to the music, that shit sounds pure and authentic to me. It doesn't sound touristy, which is what I think he's trying to convey. Oh, Bob Marley's for tourists. No, I don't get that at all.
Well, I get the part where the large following is not from reggae people that are really into the roots of reggae. Like they're not into music that way. They're not. Right. They're not about ska. They're not about dance hall. They're not about any of those things. They're just about, you know, this is a pop. It becomes pop when all those people are into it. And I understand that that's what he's saying. But what you have to do to also clarify, or maybe you don't have to justify anything. Bob Marley doesn't have to justify anything, but I think to go against a little bit of what he's saying, I don't think they're going to be making a Limp Bizkit movie in 70 years.
Exactly.
His storytelling, his performance, who he was,
his legacy
is what people are going to have remembered. And you know, when you talk about, he did leave. He went to London. He was one of the people that left. If he would have stayed in Jamaica, and he would have died of. And I'm not minimizing about anybody else's life. If he would have died in the struggle of what was going on in Jamaica at the time, then would he mean more? If he would have stayed in Jamaica, would you then?
Of course, because at that point, once you become a martyr, that's another notch on your legacy resume.
So I think that, you know, him being, when you know, from the movie, and it was done by his family, so I'm going to take most of what's in there is you know, their interpretation, but you know, 99% authentic. I think when he was mad at what was going on in Jamaica, mad that they turned on him and he left, the people that had to stay there turned on him, you know, in a way. that he wasn't the greatest. And then they brought other people up. So whatever it is, however you look at it, I think his legacy lives on because of who he is. And to downplay it, yeah, you could say that you like other reggae artists better, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. But when you say that the Limp Bizkit comparison, nothing, and not on Limp Bizkit either, but nothing compares. Limp Bizkit was that in the 90s, and it didn't keep going.
Right.
So Bob Marley has continued to be played on the radio, and I think that's the standard. If you can go generation after generation and people still want to know what you're about, I think that says something about your legacy. But Peter Tosh is awesome though. Peter Tosh is awesome. So is Jimmy Cliff. It'd be nice if you knew more. It would be I'll finish it with this up. It would be nice if the people who are going, yeah, Bob Marley is the greatest, if they knew another reggae singer.
Right. Yeah. There it is, brother. Give us some dates, man.
I wish I could do the accent so that I could give out the dates like that.
I never knew he did one, but I saw it on Instagram. Somebody said something that we never knew we didn't need in a movie is Brad Pitt doing a Jamaican accent and Benjamin Buttons. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't remember that movie.
It's worth the YouTube look. Go look it up on YouTube. Oh boy.
Was it bad? So bad?
Oh, it was Vince Vaughn brawling Cell Block 99 bad.
Southern. I don't want to give it too much away, but you got to throw.
Andy, that was one of my fucking notes, nigga. I can't wait till we peel this onion. Jesus Christ.
I cannot wait either. It's going to be worthwhile. All right, guys, you're listening to this. This is a Thursday episode. I believe this is the 7th. If you listen to it when it's fresh, right out the basket, you're listening to it 2 days later, March 9th, I believe Saturday. We're going to be at the March 9th. Is that a Saturday?
Yes.
Friday. Sorry.
Yes.
We're going to be at
downtown
Holland Civic Center in Holland, Michigan, which I don't know if it's by Grand Rapids. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere by Grand Rapids, as far as I understand.
I used to have family in Grand Rapids. My aunt, I forget her name, but yes, her family.
But we're coming out there, you guys. So get these tickets. We're going to be out there in a few days, so get them. I'd like to see you out there. I'd like to see a titty, just in case. Whip them out whatever day we're there.
Let me say something. To any women to listen to this podcast, if you whip half your titty out, I'm giving you a free T-shirt.
No, not half your titty, a titty. Half of a titty is like a quarter a titty. That's a quarter titty.
And that's what happens when you women. You start getting into freaky. Go ahead.
You got to have a whole one out. I just think it, and I know ladies, they're not exactly the same. So take out the good one though. Make sure you when you present.
Man, take out the bad one if you got that. A titty is a titty, nigga.
Yeah, women always say this is my left or my right is my good side. Yeah, take out the good one.
And fellas, I'm gonna give you a little game, a little line, because women do say that. This is my good side. Say all your sides are good. Yeah. I mean, come on, fellas, paint a picture. Be an artist. Go ahead.
All your sides are good. Show me the great side. March 15th through 16th, we're going to be at the Cincinnati Funny Bone. Actually, Liberty Township, but that's Cincinnati Funny Bone. March 22nd to the 23rd, we're going to be at the Virginia Beach Funny Bone. March 29th through the 31st, we're going to be at the Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio. April 5th, we're going to be at the Parker in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. April 11th, River Cree in Enoch, Alberta, Canada. April 12th, we're going to be at Grey Eagle in Calgary. April 13th to the 14th, we come back to the States. We're at the Funny Bone in Syracuse. April 15th, we're at Danforth Music in Toronto. April 19th to the 21st, we come back to the States and we go to Cleveland at the Improv.
Do you need anything?
April 27th, we're at Bronson Center in Ottawa. April 28th, we're at the Olympia in Montreal. April 30th, we're at Bellarose in Halifax, Nova Scotia. May 2nd through the 5th, we're going to be back in the States. We're at Helium in Portland, Oregon. May 9th, we're at the Meyer Theater in Green Bay, Wisconsin. May 11th, we're at the Wilbur in Boston. And May 18th, Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden, New York City, Ariesspears, The Return.
And real quick, folks, I'm excited about this. It's a little too early to give too many details, but it's officially been booked. Honolulu, Hawaii, November 8th. Honolulu, Hawaii. We are coming to Hawaii. I haven't been there in a gazillion years, and Andy's never been there. So to all you Honoluluans, hola, what would they say over there? Not hola. What do they do? Aloha.
Aloha, yeah, that's right.
Aloha, we come in, aloha, all that. So to all you big-toed Samoans, because a lot of you motherfuckers be out there, thick-toed Samoans, come on.
I cannot wait to leave the cold weather of New Jersey.
But by November, is it cold?
It starts to get cold, and I'm going to be in some of the greatest weather in the world in Hawaii.
Yeah, man. That's a 10-hour flight for you. Oh, no, you said you're going to go to Phoenix.
I'm going to go to
Phoenix
for a couple days.
Straight.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Phoenix for a couple days. So I'll go right after. I'll probably go to Phoenix right after we get done at in Boston.
Oh, okay.
All right.
There it is.
Is that a show?
Tell them hit like. Yeah.
Yeah, like and subscribe. That's all we're asking for. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Let's get this podcast out there. If you like it, man, don't be like those music people that want to hide good music from other people so that they can it'd be a small club. Let's make it a bigger club. We want to cross over.
Let you be the vessel to the people. And if there's any midgets that listen to this podcast, put half the bat signal in the air. Meet us on the roof. We want to know you exist. We know we got a trans. We know we got gay. We know we got everybody else. I want to know if we got any midgets that listen to this.
I'm a supporter. I like
I am too.
I'm just saying. I just, yeah.
We need you. We try to dwarf the competition.
Nice.
We're out.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, it was hosted by Aries Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer, Big Papa, Robert Kelly, and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit spearsburgpod.com.